Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's Aubrey.
And Megan.
And we're here with Miss Peterman to ask her a couple questions about running. So our first question, Miss Peterman, is why did you start running?
I was a pretty active kid, so I don't exactly know when or why it started, but it was just being active was always a huge part of my life. And when I got up to high school, it was just everybody, you did three sports and running was something I was good at. So even though I didn't like it all the time, it was something that I still stuck with.
So with having those experiences running while you were little, did that help you while coaching?
Yes, I think it helped me get into an athlete's brain a little bit better, knowing the nerves that you get before a race and how when something's really hard you really want to quit, but then trying to give them the mindset of and what I can say to get them to continue on and not get super discouraged.
Can you tell when they're starting to get discouraged?
Yeah. You can tell girls have everything written all over their faces. You can immediately tell if they're sad or happy or if they're having a hard day. And sometimes, they start out fine and then they get through a race and you can immediately tell that they aren't happy with what they did. So, just having that failures in my life, in my running, back in the day, I can, kind of equate that to maybe what they're going through too.
So you also help boys cross country with that. Does any of that transfer over when you're coaching them as well?
Yeah, boys are a different breed. I learned that very quickly, my first few days of cross country, that I'm oh my gosh, they never stop touching each other. They're squirrels. It's more like herding cats than it is the girls is the emotional side and the boys it's just the getting them organized enough to go do it. So it's very different. I mean, I'm sure it translates in some senses, but I haven't quite found out how.
Little venture on the way.
Gosh.
What's the most common misconception about running, do you think?
I think a lot of people that don't run see running as just a way to lose weight. And really, for a lot of people, I think it's more of a mindset thing. I think it's really good for your brain. Obviously it helps release chemicals in your body that help with stress and all these other things. And for me now, it's kind of a way to my brain is really tired, but then it kind of helps me tire out my body so I sleep better at night. And as I've learned more about women's bodies, it's not necessarily a really great way to lose weight for girls anyways. For guys, cardio is, but for women, it's more like weightlifting and things like that and nutrition. So I think a huge misconception is just the idea that anybody who runs is just trying to lose weight.
How do you keep your athletes motivated during tough training weeks or after setbacks?
I think just talking with them and letting them know that it's normal. You're not always going to get the result you want, but continuing to work towards something is that's a win in itself. Just not giving up. So I don't know. It's just the failure side of things, I think, is an important part of learning about how you handle things. And I think you have to kind of teach young people how to handle things. So that's actually the part of coaching that I feel I really enjoy, is just the mental side of athletics.
Mm-hmm. So running is very mentally challenging, but
yeah, for sure.
Knowing that when your body's tired, you can keep going. It's your brain that's telling you, hey, stop, this hurts. But I don't know.
Reality,
you can keep going.
Yeah, you're way stronger than you think you are.
Yeah. Do you have any funny memories or stories from practice or meets as an athlete?
As an athlete.
Oh, as an athlete or as a coach?
Or both.
Or both, yeah.
Well, as an athlete, that was a long time ago, so we'll go with something that's more recent. We'll
you don't want to do a throwback?
No. Can't remember back that far. I think kids are funny anyways. Like you guys are always doing something weird. So I probably have like a million stories if I actually like sat down and like thought about them. But the one that came to mind was I was talking with you a little earlier about how you and Shigeru got in like this war with the corn. And just the look on his face is just so funny because he just became a little child when he was like trying to get you back with all this corn. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. He was like, "Oh, I sat a piece of corn on Aubrey's desk today," and he was just so excited to get your reaction.
We were talking with Shigeru for our other podcast, and he literally said that exact same
Really?
thing. That's one of them. Yes.
That's funny.
You want to do the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
What advice would you give a runner who is just starting out?
Where you start isn't necessarily where you end up. So, like, everybody has kind of a base that they start with, and everybody's at different levels, but just knowing that improving is really what you're aiming for. Like, I start running now. I'm not going to look anything like I did when I ran at 17 years old, but like, you can still, no matter how old you get or no matter what stage you're at, you can still train your body to do cool things and to get better and improve. So, yeah.
I was actually reading a fun fact today, and one of the fun facts was that there was a dude that finished a marathon who was 101 years old.
A marathon?
A marathon.
Dang, without walking?
I don't know what it was.
I guess even if he was walking,
yeah, even if he was walking, that's still a lot.
How long did it take him?
I don't know what they say. It just said I don't remember the dude's name, and then how old he was.
Yeah. That's a life goal of mine. Isn't even to run a marathon, it's to run half a marathon without stopping. And I need to get going because it's only getting harder. But if a 100-year-old guy can do it twice that, I can do it, right?